just a random plant that's in the back of your room?
Pretty much. No, this isn't my room. This is my basement. I mean, we got like Christmas shit over here.
Okay. All right, I'm seeing the Christmas gifts.
Fake presents, and then there's just a bush. I don't know. I don't know what the point of that is. My mom put it there, but
okay. It's. I mean, it really ties the room together.
Random ass bush.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts, brought to you by My Nutrition. I am Gandhi, and today I am sitting down with Sharpie, Sharpalicious.
What's going on?
How goes things?
Things are going good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like the pink Astros. They bring out your eyes very well.
I like them too. People were
nice.
kind of roasting me at Philly for them, but I like them.
Really?
Yeah, people were like, Sharp, why do you have a pink headset? Nezo always asks me, yeah, why you got a pink headset? I was like, I don't know, dude. Why do you look like a Mr. Potato Head?
Well, Neslo just got hacked, huh?
Yeah, he got hacked.
That sucks. That's got to be like the shittiest feeling in the world.
Yeah. Apparently they're going to come after everyone on our team, so.
Oh, that's.
I could be next.
Oh, well, I hope you aren't, my friend. Well, anyways, Sharp, there's no reason to beat around the bush here. Not to be mistaken with the plant that's in the back of your room. But you guys have picked up one of the most controversial forts in basically COD history, especially going into champs. And by that, I mean, this player is not, he's not a COD player. He just started playing, and that's, of course, Formal. Why did you decide to acquire Formal out of everyone else?
Well, when Glacier left, we weren't really too bent out of shape about that. We kind of figured he was going to leave, but we looked at like what all our options were, and we kind of thought that we would need an assault rifle player. And so we thought about Stainville, we thought about Dito, we thought about Mochilla, and a player that I had brought up was Formal. And then as soon as I mentioned Formal, Nezo like came himself. He was ready. He was just like, bro, I heard he's a beast, and like was watching all his Halo videos, like this guy's a god sniper, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, you gotta calm down. But so Theory's like, huh, you think he'll be good? You know, we can give him a shot. So we actually planned on scrimming with a lot more people, but the first person we scrimmed with was Formal, and we told him to run AR, and things just like worked out really good. Like we beat Denial, I think, on every map but one. And we were, I forget the other teams we scrimmed, but like the first night of scrims just went so well. It was like everything was working good. And we just knew like we gotta lock him up because we thought Curse LV was gonna go after him. We're not sure about that, but we're just like, you know what, we want to lock this pick up. You know, he's a good kid. He knows how to win. He has like pretty much the same attitude as us. He's not like too wild and crazy and always yelling. He has like pretty mild tempered,
pretty mellow, yeah.
Yeah, pretty mellow, and it kind of meshes with the rest of our team. You know, we're all pretty mellow. Like Glacier, I think was kind of like an outlier for us. Like he's over here yelling, and me and Theory are just like, dude, holy shit, what the fuck?
Can you tone it down a notch? Sir? You're at a 9, I need you at about a 6.
He'd look over at me and Theory on main stage like, Sharp Theory, let's fucking go. We're just like, dude, we're just cooling it, homie, just chilling. And we're like, oh, but I mean, I think he'll fit in well with our team.
Yeah, I think so too. I think one of the main things Formal was traditionally running a sub on his other teams, correct?
Yeah.
And so was that transition was pretty easy for him, huh? I mean, he's used to a BR. So.
Yeah, he said that he ran assault rifle when he played with the Halo team that he was on, and then when he moved to Fear, he played with sub. And he said he was down. I said I can run AR if you want me to run AR. He said that he was down to make the switch and adjust. He just needs to get used to back to playing with an AR in the play style. But I think it's working out pretty good. He has a pretty good shot.
So now looking at this, a lot of people are going to say, why didn't you go with Stainville after getting so much success with him at Gfinity?
One of our problems with Stainville, I love Tosh. He's a cool dude.
He's one of the coolest guys in the world.
Yeah, he's an awesome teammate, but he's a really slow player. And I asked Parasite. I actually DM'd Parasite because I won the team with Stainville. I was like, Stainville and Formal, my two top picks, and I was like, why'd you guys drop Stainville? He's like, the dude is a turtle, and like we knew that because when we teamed with him for Gfinity, he was like a really slow player, and Search and Destroy, like if he was the last one alive, we're just like, all right, what's the next round? What are we doing?
Yeah. Well, it's funny that Parasite's calling someone a turtle when Parasite resembles a turtle.
Got a shell under his skin.
He does.
The turtle back.
Yeah, you see him from the back, and you're like, oh, that's a lifelong turtle. That's what he is. But yeah, well, that's okay. So because that's like one of the main things a lot of people are asking, like, oh, you saw so much success, but yeah, he is really slow. And COD Ghost, you have to be pretty freaking fast.
Yeah, we wanted a more of an aggressive AR. We didn't think Tosh could fit that role.
Okay. Well, now, so moving forward here, we have Call of Duty Champs and everything that was announced and how, essentially it's all going to work out. What do you think about the online qualifier best of 3, and then you go to regionals in Florida?
Huh? That's all I got to say is, huh? It's awful. That's a dumb way to do qualifiers. They say they want to give everyone a fair chance, but I live in the backwoods of Kentucky. That shit is not a fair chance.
How close are you to St. Louis?
St. Louis, I drove to UMG St. Louis. It was like a 5-hour drive, 4.5-hour drive. So, I mean, St. Louis is close, but it's like the internet here. My internet provider is called the Frankfurt Plant Board. I'm paying for like a 30 down.
Sponsored by your plants in the background.
Yes, the plant board with the fucking plant. I got 2 plants in the background. There's one on the ground.
Way. There's no way it's called the Plankford Plant Board.
The Frankfurt Plant Board.
Oh my god!
And they're like the only thing here. They have a monopoly. I don't know how they're doing this, but
is it like Warner Brother or Time Warner?
No, it's not. It's not even that. Time Warner is in the towns like next to me.
Okay.
I don't know if you know anything about Kentucky, but you got Louisville and Lexington, and then the capital's Frankfurt. I live in the capital, and there's pretty much nothing here.
That's good.
So I have the Frankfurt Plant Board. We're usually working with like a 30 down, 3 up. That's what I'm paying for, but usually getting around like 7 download, like 0.3 point something upload, and it's pretty shitty. And every connection I play on is lagging, so I'll probably end up going to like Neslo's house or something for the online qualifier, just to play it there.
Well, but have you guys thought about like one of the main things that I was thinking of? I mean, I remember there was a time back in like Halo 2, for some random reason they decided to seed things online after 2006, and they did like an online qualifier or whatever. And one of the main things was like a lot of teams ended up going to just one house and quad hosting. I mean, you guys are going to have the second seed going into it. I mean, you are going to predominantly have it. Have you guys floated that idea around? Like, oh, hey, why don't we just group up and go to one person's house?
I told them they should come to my house. I said we should make this online qualifier just be the best thing ever, and make all
your connection literally could not handle it.
Play on my connection, and it was like because we did that before Columbus. The whole team came out here, and we played in the 5K series, and we would lose every match we wouldn't host, but then we would host, and like we played Kirsch, New York, and they were just all of them were bitching on Twitter like, why would you do that? That was awful. I was like, hey, can't really do anything about it. And
that's awesome.
And we ended up getting like 3rd or 2nd or something. I forget what we got in the 5K, but it was all because of my host, and it was just the stupidest thing. I think online qualifiers is just they're failing. That's I would rather play pubs like a 24-hour pub stream, like they did for all the other qualifiers. Where you have to like get the most caps in domination or some stupid shit, than play in an online tournament. Best of 3 too. That is awful.
What is? Do you understand the reasoning as to why it's 18 and not 17? Like, I tried yesterday, and like I know I'm new to the whole COD thing, but to me, people were trying to tell me it has to do with gambling. Now, if it has something to do with gambling, then certain people from certain states couldn't even play in it, right? Arizona's out of the window, Maryland's out of there, because it's like online gambling. That's like what happened with Global Championships. A lot of players couldn't play it.
What?
Oh.
I don't know. I think the only reason why it got changed last year, I mean, people are going to hate on me for saying this, but I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
It got changed last year. Scumpy was 17. He was 17 years old. Optic, it started out 18 plus, like it was the year before. I had to miss it wasn't Call of Duty Champion. What the fuck was it called?
COD XP?
COD XP, yep. I had to miss that. I was 17, and I had to miss that. My team actually ended up getting 3rd with Ego. Yeah.
That's funny. That's a good joke.
It was Ego, Killa, Terra, and RJ, and they brought home 30 grand each. They got 3rd, and I was just like, shit.
Yeah, and that
could have been me
for Ego.
Yeah,
not to do it to service Ego, but you're a little bit better than Ego.
But and I was like pissed off then, and then the next year I was 18, and I was like, yeah, all these 17-year-olds. I was like, fuck you guys, and then they changed it to 17 plus because like all the and I'm not saying this is the only reason, but I'm saying like Optic, I feel like had a heavy pull in that situation, and now like Scumpy's 18, and it's I don't know, don't fuck. I'm gonna get roasted for that. Here comes the Optic fans taking me to the stake. All the Scumpy fans.
Optic fans don't know I exist. So it's
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, they
and I don't want Scumpy to watch this and make it seem like it's all his fault. Like he's just like fuck Sharp. He's saying it's all my fault. It's not. It's not your fault that your parents decide to have intercourse a year late.
It's true.
But I honestly I believe that is the reasoning, because if they could do 17 plus last year, why couldn't they do 17 plus this year?
And that really shakes up a lot of teams too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I feel bad for, like Spacely and all those people who are 17.
Yeah, there's I think Heist and Methods, and I saw some other people who I think Fizzerp is one.
Yeah, John. Yeah, John moved to the Denial House. We played with John on Fear last year at COD Champs, and he was 17, and now he's 17 this year, and he moved to the Denial House, moved out of his house, went to the house in Columbus, and now he can't play. And I'm like, that's such a shitty situation where you're just like, you move and now you can't play. You're just like, fuck do I do?
Yeah, what do you do though? Like that's like a nightmare.
Yeah,
so anyways, wrapping this up, looking forward here. One, you said you were expecting Clay to actually leave, which I thought was bullshit, because he looked me in the face and he was like, 95% will stay with TK. But I guess he was just like, yeah, fuck it, right?
Yeah.
Looking at, I guess, the next event, what, if you had to pick like 2 teams that you wanted to personally play, who would they be?
2 teams I want to personally play. Obviously, I'd like to play Complexity, because I feel like if we're playing them, it'll probably be in the finals, so it'd be nice to be there. And then I'm not like Nezla. I know Nezla would be like, Envy, I just want to beat Gunjar every event. I really don't care. Like, Gunjar can do his own thing. I mean, yeah, it was nice beating him, but I went into Philly like, if we don't play Envy, I'm like 100% fine with that. I'd like to play the new Optic.
Yeah. Do you think
it's always fun to play
Put you on
Optic.
the hot seat here, sir. Do you think Optic is going to be in the contention of top 3? I won't say contention of top 2. I will not say that.
Top 3? No, I don't.
I don't see the personalities working together.
I don't, because this is why. Because Parasite and Glacier, when we were on a team, they hated. They didn't even follow each other on Twitter until they talked. I don't know what they talked about at Philly in the bar, but apparently they became best buds. And like a week before the event, Glacier and Parasite, I don't know if you've seen that, like Glacier called him fat on stream or something, and then Parasite tweeted out, and they were like going back and forth about it, and now they're buddy. I don't see the personalities like working really well on that team, like you said. I think they're a better team than they were,
leaps and bounds.
Just because I think they'll have a lot more practice going into this next event, but I just don't see it working.
I don't either. What do you think about New Envy? Because everyone was like, because I did 2 videos, and Optic, everyone's going to have their little bias to it, and then they're like, oh, obviously you like Castro more than Hex, right? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you guys are drones. And I just think Envy's a better squad all around with the addition of Scump.
Yeah, I think Envy got a really good deal out of this situation. We played them last night, and like I said, they beat us pretty bad. Oh, they didn't beat us bad. The matches were close, but they beat us on the majority of the dom match, except for Octane, which is kind of weird. But we played them last night, and Scumpy was dropping like 20 kills a map. And I know online doesn't really mean anything,
he
but
does have 95 download.
Yeah. His online presence is real.
Yeah, to say the least.
And so we played them, and I mean they were a good team. I think Envy's going to be a lot better at this next event. I don't know how their search and destroy game will really work out. I feel like we beat them, or we were beating them pretty good in the search until we started messing around, just trying like 4 people go flank and like 4 people underground. I feel like their search game was a little bit weaker without Ray, but I think their slaying power has improved a lot.
Awesome. All right, so as we wrap this up, do you have any comments, shout outs, plugs? Any of that stuff? I know you're sponsored by tK's, so what is that, like Scuff and Gamma and
actually I don't think we're gonna be sponsored by Gamma anymore.
Well, whoops.
Yeah. Give a shout out. Let's give a shout out to Scuff, Elgato, Brass Monkey, TK. Give a shout out to Formal. He actually just tweeted me and asked if I want to play a tournament. So shout out to you, Formal, and welcome to the team. Hopefully this all works out, and we can prove a lot of people wrong. A lot of people were kind of blindsided when we picked them up. We're like, why the fuck you pick up a Halo player? We're like, all right, we'll show you guys why we picked up a Halo player.
That's what I'm talking about. Love TK now.
Yeah, TK all day. Got that
TK
shit in
all day.
Brandon on my
Hashtag
ass cheek.
motherfucker. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we love you, but we don't love you. Take it easy.
Peace.